In a world where power, ambition, and desire often collide, the lines between love, lust, and tragedy can blur. This true crime story examines how a passionate affair between a woman and a well-known politician escalated into a shocking and brutal murder. What started as a secret relationship between two consenting adults spiraled into an uncontrollable nightmare, forever altering the lives of everyone involved. This case is a sobering reminder of how dangerous obsession, jealousy, and betrayal can be, particularly when wealth and power are at stake. The heartbreaking events that followed were both shocking and tragic, leaving a family devastated, a political career in ruins, and the entire city in disbelief. The key players: Julie and Congressman Mark Matthews. Julie Summers, a 30-year-old woman from suburban Washington, D.C., was a rising star in the political consulting world. Intelligent, ambitious, and beautiful, Julie had spent years climbing the ladder in the competitive world of political campaigns. She had a sharp mind and knew how to navigate the political landscape, earning the respect of powerful figures in the industry. At the age of 45, Congressman Mark Matthews had already established himself as a prominent and influential politician. Serving his fourth term in the House of Representatives, Matthews was known for his hard work, dedication to his constituents, and his ability to work across party lines. He was also known for his charm, his commanding presence, and his flirtations with younger women, something that many of his colleagues quietly whispered about. Julie and Mark met at a fundraising event for his re-election campaign, and an immediate connection was sparked. Julie was drawn to Mark's political influence and his confidence, while Mark admired Julie's ambition and intelligence. What began as a professional relationship quickly turned into something more, something that neither of them could resist. Despite being married to his wife, Caroline, for 18 years, Mark had long struggled with temptation. Julie, though aware of his marriage, saw the affair as a way to secure both power and success. For Mark, the affair was a thrilling escape from the pressures of his political career and his increasingly strained relationship with his wife. The affair begins. The affair between Julie and Congressman Matthews started innocently enough. They spent long hours together discussing campaign strategies, exchanging ideas, and sharing their experiences in the political world. However, it wasn't long before their conversations became more intimate. Late-night phone calls, secret meetings at local hotels, and passionate encounters soon became a regular part of their lives. Julie felt empowered by the relationship. Mark offered her something that no one else could: access to the political elite, a glimpse into the corridors of power, and a sense of validation. She was captivated by him, and the affair became all-consuming. Mark, on the other hand, was intoxicated by Julie's youth and beauty. The affair gave him a sense of vitality that he hadn't felt in years. Despite their growing connection, both of them knew the risks involved. Mark had a family and Julie had her own career to think about, but neither seemed willing to end the affair. The thrill of secrecy only fueled their desire. Jealousy and tension built. As the affair continued, tensions began to rise. Julie began to expect more from Mark, hoping that he would eventually leave his wife and start a life with her. She made it clear that she wanted a future with him, one that involved more than just stolen moments and late-night rendezvous. Mark, however, was torn. He loved his wife, Caroline, and had built a family with her. His two children, aged 10 and 14, meant the world to him. Despite the passion he shared with Julie, he wasn't ready to break up his family. He promised Julie that they could have a future together, but that promise remained empty. Julie grew frustrated with Mark's indecision. She wanted more. She wanted him to choose her. She had been patient, waiting for him to make the difficult choice, but time was running out. Her frustration and feelings of abandonment began to turn into anger. Julie had long been aware of Mark's wife, Caroline. Caroline was a kind and understanding woman, but she was also beginning to sense that something wasn't right in her marriage. She noticed the late nights, the distant behavior, and the unexplained absences. Though Caroline didn't have concrete proof of the affair, she had begun to suspect that Mark was seeing someone else. Julie, feeling more and more possessive of Mark, became paranoid about his relationship with his wife. She felt that Caroline was standing in the way of her future with him. Her jealousy began to fester, and she started to believe that the only way to truly be with Mark was to eliminate the obstacle that was his wife. The night of the murder. On the evening of September 15, 2021, Mark Matthews and Julie Summers met at a secluded hotel just outside of Washington, D.C. Tensions had reached a boiling point. Julie had confronted Mark several times in the past few weeks, demanding that he end his marriage and be with her. But once again, Mark had refused. He had promised her that he would eventually leave his wife, but Julie was no longer willing to wait. This time, Julie had a different plan. She had come to the hotel with the intent of getting what she wanted, no matter the cost. Mark, oblivious to Julie's growing anger, thought that they would have another secret night of passion, but Julie had other plans. During a heated argument, Julie snapped. The confrontation escalated quickly, and in a moment of rage, she grabbed a nearby firearm, one that she had purchased earlier that week, and shot Mark. The first shot hit him in the chest, and he staggered backward, but Julie wasn't finished. She shot him twice more, each shot landing with deadly precision. Mark Matthews, the powerful politician, was dead, his life snuffed out in an instant by the woman who had once captured his heart. The investigation. The police arrived at the scene to find a gruesome and tragic sight. Mark Matthews lay lifeless on the floor of the hotel room, his body riddled with gunshot wounds. The initial evidence suggested that the shooting had been a result of a domestic dispute. Investigators quickly identified Julie Summers as the woman involved. Julie was arrested at the scene without incident. She made no attempt to flee, but instead calmly explained what had happened. She told the police that Mark had refused to leave his wife and that she had become desperate. In a statement to authorities, Julie admitted to shooting Mark in a fit of jealousy and anger. The investigation revealed that Julie had been planning the murder for weeks. She had been tracking Mark's whereabouts and had even gone as far as hiring a private investigator to learn more about his personal life. Julie had convinced herself that Mark was the key to her future, and when he failed to meet her expectations, she took matters into her own hands. The trial. Julie Summers' trial for the murder of Congressman Mark Matthews captivated the public. The affair between Julie and Mark, the power dynamics, and the tragic outcome of their relationship made it a story that the media couldn't resist. Julie was charged with first-degree murder, and the prosecution argued that her actions were premeditated. During the trial, Julie's defense team argued that she had been emotionally manipulated by Mark and had acted out of a sense of betrayal. They painted Julie as a woman pushed to the brink by Mark's refusal to leave his wife and his emotional neglect. However, the jury wasn't convinced. After several weeks of testimony, the jury found Julie Summers guilty of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The aftermath. The murder of Mark Matthews left a lasting impact on everyone involved. His family was shattered, and his political career came to a sudden and tragic end. His wife, Caroline, was left to pick up the pieces of her life and raise their two children without the man she had once trusted. Caroline later became a vocal advocate for victims of domestic violence, hoping to help others avoid the pain that she had experienced. Julie Summers, once a rising star in the political world, had her life destroyed by her own actions. The affair, which had seemed so promising, had ultimately led to irreversible consequences. Julie's actions not only cost her the future she had envisioned with Mark, but also ruined her life in ways she never could have imagined. A cautionary tale. This tragic story serves as a reminder of the destructive power of obsession, jealousy, and betrayal. What began as a seemingly innocent affair between a woman and a politician quickly turned into a deadly spiral of emotions and consequences. Power, wealth, and desire may seem alluring, but they can often lead to devastating outcomes. If you found this documentary compelling, please like and subscribe to Betrayal for more true crime stories. Thank you for your continued support.